Maggie Sottero is renowned in the industry for its corset back closure and winning Maggie Sottero fit. We've been able to achieve this through our use of our signature corset back and also the creation of our boning, how it's constructed, how it's placed within the gown. So today we're going to learn a little bit more, a few tips if you will, on how to properly lace up a corset back closure. We like to use something we call the shoelace technique, where we take a shoelace and fasten it at the bride's natural waist. I also like to ask the bride to hold on to her waist while we're lacing this up to continue to hold that bodice firmly in place so it won't shift as I'm creating the lace up back. We'll start at the top and work our way downward, going in a back and forth motion with the lacing. As we go down, I'm leaving it somewhat loose because we will tighten it after for a maximum effect. Maggie Sottero brides will recognize once they feel the comfort of this corset back closure, how it really makes them feel so slender. A bride can look up to 2 sizes smaller through a properly laced up corset. At some stage in the sales process, you will want to lace up this corset back closure. Now I've started out just going back and forth every other lace, but at this point, there's another version that may go a little bit faster for you, where you can keep one tie in the same hand and go through 2 laces. And then take your next tie and go through 2 laces, alternating at each side. Once we get to the natural waist, simply remove that shoelace and continue lacing from there. So now I'm keeping the tie in my hand for 2 different loops, which actually means you don't have to drop it as frequently, which is a little bit of a time-saving tip. Through the integration of the boning, the construction, and the corset back closure, this really creates what we call the Maggie magic. It's what makes a bride look and feel so phenomenal on her wedding day. It also eliminates the need for additional alterations. A bride, typically with a Maggie gown, will only need a hem and a bustle. I always like to talk to my brides too about their wedding day. When they have their photos, they'll want their gown laced up very, very tight to show off that maximum figure. And then later for the reception and dancing, they can have one of their bridesmaids or maid of honor go in and actually loosen that corset back to make it a little bit more comfortable throughout the evening. It gives that bride options and flexibility in her dress. As we get to the bottom, we're going to now start tightening the corset. We do that by putting our fingers into the loops and pulling outward as we go down. This will give us that tightening effect and really give the bride that look that she's desiring. We're going to concentrate heavily at the natural waist because of course that's the location where we really want to bring in that waistline to give her a really phenomenal look. When you get to the bottom, to have a clean finish, what you'll want to do is put each of the ends through the loops and then pull them down through the gown so it really finishes that off cleanly. You can tie it at the bottom if you'd like and then tuck the loops in. I find that depending on the fabric of the corset tie, oftentimes by just tucking them in, they will stay beautifully and it will just give a really nice clean finish.